like I'm not gonna change the way I look just for you just to please people and stuff
being a mother that you didn't see coming
no one warned me เราจะกลัวตายขนาดนี้
I'm so sorry like I'm trying so hard to say things that I don't have to edit out later
do you do this with everyone
no it just it depends oh you can do it you can do the tongue like
that too I was
actually
gonna do it
สวัสดีครับวันนี้นะครับ Aaron in the house
yeah
yes okay I got like questions
you did your homework
I did my homework
oh,
but
wow
all my homework has come based on me knowing you personally but before
oh my god
there,
okay but honestly the person that you've known is not that I'm not that person anymore.
Are you sure?
Well, she's still in there somewhere.
Are you sure? Yeah. So what do you remember about your life in high school? How was life in ISB for you?
Oh my god, it was so much fun. It was it was just fun. Okay, luckily I did really well in academics wise also and I did sports. So I had a blast. Like looking back, that was probably like my prime I'm not say prime because I'm pretty prime right now too like it's a different
right, in
kind
terms
of prime.
feeling right
it's so much fun no care in the world I thought I was really cool back then too so I think I was pretty acing everything in life well back then but then reality hit because my dad passed away when I was in 12th grade I think
okay
yeahแต่ก็เลยแบบ things changed then but yeah it was fun didn't you have fun at BPS
I had the most amazing time at
right
BPS yeah
I'm still living in those years
yeah
like when I think back it's not college or university for me it was always high school
yeah me too right? I still have dreams of me like in IB like I wake up I'm like you know what? I wish I was back at high school. Like, you play football. You have no worries. All the stuff that you thought that were worries at the time when you come to
that was
today,
nothing, right? It was a joke.
It was nothing. We were born very, very privileged if you think about it.
Yeah.
And your brother Indy was in my year, right? And you guys were very, very close. You went through tough times. Like, what was the relationship between you two growing up?
Me and Indy, we were only like a year and like 2 months apart. So we're more friends than like anything.
Yeah.
But growing up, like because we were so close in age, he would always pick on me. We'd fight a lot. We'd beat each other up, like literally, compete over everything. And แบบพี่น้องแบบหมั่นไส้กันตลอดเวลา. Every day he would be on we only had one computer at home
okay
so this dude come home earlier because he was a loser and didn't play any sports back then
right
well he did but later on he bloomed he's a late bloomer
yeah
so he'd hog the computer playing like Warcraft or something and then I'd want to go on MSN so he wouldn't give me the computer and then he'll rip all my homework from school all my textbook I got my ears pierced he'll come and like rip my ear off คือแบบ just the worst like sibling I remember I wanted to be an only child I told him that I wanted to kill him but then our parents my dad passed away
right
and I still remember that day it was like a flip because right then I was like okay I have to take care of him he's still my little brother so ever since then that day we never really fought we kind of like helped each other out in almost like every aspect of life he still is like one of my best friends so that's pretty cool but I hated that something bad had to happen for us to know
right to realize that that's all you got
that's
right?
all you got like each other and stuff
but at the same time in case no one knew ถ้าไม่มีใครรู้นะจริงๆมีพี่ชายอีกคนนึงนะและพี่ชายก็คือมือเบสนะก็คือหัวหน้าวง retrospect นะ you know how I knew I didn't know from you too ไอ้กำลังดูสัมภาษณ์ตอนที่ก้าวไปอยู่ใน retrospect ใช่ไหม
oh wait you knew recently
yeah I didn't know before I never knew and I'm like huhแอลินมีพี่ชายตั้งแต่ตอนไหนวะ เป็นนักดนตรีขนาดนี้เลย is it like half brother
yeah he's same mother all of us are the same mother yeah
so what's your family background I never really asked you this but you come from like,
my family background right so คุณตาเป็นทหารอากาศ
okay
คุณปู่คุณย่าก็เป็นทหารอากาศแต่เป็นหมอ
okay
and then wait, what's the question again?
Yeah.
Why am I answering your question?
Yeah, because you're like a well-known like surname, right?
ของฝั่งทหารกับตำรวจอะไรเงี้ย yeah probably to be honest I don't know and then my dad worked in Thai Airways he been AA what I don't know what AA means not Alcoholic Anonymous but AA is when you like fly to different countries แล้วแบบเหมือนเป็น general manager ของการบินไทยอะไรเงี้ย and then my mom was also in aviation. Yeah.
Wow, so your whole family came from like aviation basically, right?
Yeah.
And now your brother's a pilot.
He's back flying.
He's back flying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a short background, and then we went to university, and then we were just saying like, did you find that it was a bit of a culture shock coming from an international school going to a Thai?
My God, it was really hard for me. Luckily I had you guys. I had you that I knew.
Right.
And a lot of friends that we already knew.
Yeah.
But I felt but also it was my mindset also back then. I wasn't really open for this new way of studying and everything. I don't know. They forced me to do a lot of things I didn't want to do.
Like what?
I don't know, participate in a lot of stuff.
I know, right? You were so forced to participate, and if you didn't participate, you would be like
and maybe because like back then I wasn't an actress yet, but I just started off that เพิ่งเริ่มเล่นละคร so they were like I wouldn't say they were picking on me, but I was kind of แบบเหมือน
there's a spotlight there a little bit.
A little bit, and I was really uncomfortable, and I think I was still struggling. Like I just got into the industry. I'm struggling to like find my identity of being just Aaron and also Alin at the same time. So it was a lot for me, and I was trying to juggle work and study. And my dad only passed like maybe a year ago, that had boy troubles, and then it was just like a lot at this going on at the same time. So yeah.
Obviously, a lot of your friends went to like Boston U and all that kind of stuff was in America. Do you ever feel like if you have kids, would you want them to be abroad? Like now you have a kid.
Yeah.
Would you say would you?
I do actually. It's different because I feel like I never got to experience a lot of things that my friends did, like living alone.
Right.
Getting that other type of education. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the education here.
Right.
But I'm just saying that maybe going to ISB and being around very third culture kids and friends who they actually got to go to university abroad and stuff. It's different. Their logic is different. Their perception of the world and the way they view things are a little bit more. For me, I think this is my personal opinion. So yeah, I want to go. I want my kids to be able to.
Yeah, like I secretly kind of wish like I went abroad and experienced it. Like maybe not.
Why didn't you go?
I had like work here already at the time, and I didn't want to throw it all away. And like now you look back and you're like, oh, you did the right thing. Like you were, because sometimes like you're like I remember when I turned 30, I had some people that I knew that were 30, but haven't really found themselves, haven't had a job yet. But we were like, what, 15 years work experience. We already had 15 years of work. So I felt like, okay, looking back, it was like an advantage in that way. Like you're more experienced, you get further in life faster. But at the same time, I wish I could like go and get like, go have that freedom. But I don't think I would have graduated, to be honest.
I know.
If I was under that.
Would you if you had children, would you want them to live and not work like you?
Yeah, I would definitely say I would want them to go to university.
Right.
But I would not send them before.
As in before uni, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, cause I see like a lot of parents who like let their kids go like sometimes early high school. Nowadays like 12, 13 ส่งไปอยู่ต่างประเทศส่งไปนิวซีแลนด์แล้ว I always thought that wasn't for me personally. Not, I mean, everyone's parenting is different. Everyone's family, different dynamics or whatever. But I just think that like once you send your child abroad, they're no longer your child. You know what I mean?
They belong to the world.
Yeah, because they have no like they're not gonna be under your time anymore. Once they come back, they're just gonna leave the house. You can't say like กลับบ้านกี่โมง. You can't. You won't have that bond anymore.
Yeah.
But university is like they're old enough, so just let them free, right? Anyway, so coming back to university, you started quite early on, and I remember this. It was Foxy.
Oh my goodness.
Huh? It was Foxy. No, but
yes.
How did it go, Foxy? How did it go? But you had like 10
there
people.
Was like 13 girls.
13 girls.
Yeah.
I mean, Emeka was in there. Carrie Camp was in there.
Carrie Camp, Alice Cho.
Alice Cho, yeah. Remember those names.
It's because the choreographer was P. Chris Hall Wang. And P. Chris used to teach dance at ISB.
Right, she did.
Yeah, so she got all the dancers in the Wong.
Right, and what were your first experiences in the entertainment industry?
Well, I wasn't making enough money, that's for sure, back in the day.
Yeah.
But when I was doing Foxy or when I started acting? Because that's
just like in general, like your early memories.
My early memories? It was a lot more fun.
It was fun?
It was fun because, okay, to be honest, like the money wasn't really the factor.
Yeah.
Because I was so young and if Foxy, I was 15.
Right, yeah.
And it was just like, getting to go dance practice and like, I have a show here, filming music videos there. And it was just fun.
Right.
But yeah, that's about it. I don't really remember much, to be honest.
Yeah, because like this is one thing that like I've always wanted to ask this question, but didn't know who.
Okay, fire.
But because I didn't want to like disrespect anyone, but I know we're like
we're cool.
Good friends. But this is not about you or anyone you know. I'm just talking about the industry in general. Foxy basically was a group of young girls, right?
Yeah.
From Grammy, basically, right? At the same time, there was a lot of other small groups like this around that age, 13, 12, 13, 14. I mean, this is not Grammy at all.
Yeah.
I'm saying like the other groups. And like people, they were under the spotlight so fast. Guys are different because guys, we look like we're 8. You know what I mean? But girls, when they're 12, they could look like they're 18. They could look like they're 19. They grow, they mature. Toleo. But they're in an industry so early on where their beauty is judged so early on in their age. You know what I mean? And it's forced them to have to change this, to change that at a very, very young age. Like, like if you want to get a tattoo, you're supposed to get it when you're above 18, because at least you're, So now I think back and I think like there's a lot of people that I know that went through that were like 13, 14 and were forced to have that kind of pressure to change themselves, not eat much, change this, change that. Like, what do you think about all of that?
I hate that. I hate that because looking back now at 13, 14, 15-year-olds now, and I'm like, oh my God, you are so young and you have so much ahead of you. Like, don't let anyone tell you that you're not good enough or not beautiful enough or anything at all, But luckily back when I was in Foxy or back when I was 15, 14, I, me being me, had a very high self-esteem and confidence level. So that didn't really affect me. I just didn't care about anyone at all or anything at all, which is there's a good and bad side. But after that, when I started acting, I was always too thin. I was always too fat, too chubby or whatever all the time. And I was always too chubby or too thin or whatever. And they would like dong butไม่ให้เล่นละครif like I didn't hit the weight or didn't look a certain way. But then because me being me, and I'm sure that not a lot of girls would have my way of logic or whatever, I didn't care. I was happy with myself and I was happy the way I was. So I was like, okay, you don't give me a job, then fine. Like, I'm not gonna, change the way I look just for you, just to please people and stuff. I cried over it though. But so I was lucky in a way that
that you had that attitude.
Yeah, that I had a huge attitude that didn't affect me. But I'm sure that not a lot of girls are like me.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because so I'm scared. I'm scared to have a daughter because I don't want her to go through anything that I went through.
Right.
Yeah.
But do you think that by you having that attitude, because I know you since you were young, you're quite straightforward.
Yeah.
You're quite like you're happy all the time. You like to you like to enjoy. You speak what you think.
Yeah.
Like you don't have a bad intention, but
but it comes off.
But it sometimes like if people don't know who you are.
Oh my God.
Right? Is that something?
That was a huge problem for me. สมัยก่อน I was the นางร้าย every interview I'm like อ๋อไม่เอาค่ะไม่ชอบค่ะ I said exactly how I felt but then everyone would be like โอ้เด็กคนนี้แรงเฮ้ยเด็กคนนี้มันเด็กอินเตอร์มันแรดมันแบบ you know all that and it's like but now when anyone speaks their mind it's like โอ้ยเก่งจังเลย so much confidence but so it was just the era I think that I was มาก่อนการเป็นนิดนึง you know but yeah people today still judge me from back then that I'm that kind of person that
really?
I don't
they still,
for sure but sometimes I'm like no I'm get to know me like I actually am no harm I'm normal I'm actually normal and I have no bad intentions for anyone but I'm actually not really good with words like I don't know how to craft like how to say something in my head so that it doesn't come off too blunt
I understand.
do you know what I'm talking about so from that today I have it might be surprising to you but I have a little trouble going into like social events
okay
because I'm so nervous that I'm gonna say something wrong or it's gonna come out wrong because I don't know how to craft beautiful words or พูดง่ายๆคือ be fake ถูกปะI'm not gonna โอ้เป็นยังไงบ้างคะสบายดีทักนู่นทักนี่พูดนู่นพูดนี่แต่แบบบางครั้งหน้าเรามันไม่ให้
I understand
so I'm so scared from
so you have that fear in you but isn't that something is it because you think in English and like you have to translate it into Thai and sometimes you can't find the right words and
I think I the weird thing is I think in both languages so it's always like แปลกลับไปกลับมา and sometimes that doesn't I don't know it doesn't sit well
I know but I'm just trying to think like that must be a problem like because it happens to like third culture kids you know what I mean you're not really Thai you're not really foreign you're like kind of in between and
but I'm too foreign to be Thai
right
but I'm too Thai to be foreign
right
you know so I'm just there
so you must have that like I think I really understand what you're trying to say like it's sometimes very hard to like especially people in the industry other actors and actresses it's so difficult to fit in with them sometimes do you ever feel that
I don't really have if again I don't have friends that are actors and actresses okay you because we grew up together kind
that's
of
different
but I don't really get it's I'm not fitting in anywhere
right
I'm kind of the black sheep everywhere
right that happened to me for many years like you gotta make a joke you gotta make a joke and everyone's silent
I know
it's like
oh my god เข้าใจ
you know what I mean like
every time I go to one of those game shows ที่แบบทุกคนเป็นตลกหมดเลย and then everyone's so funny and then suddenly like โอ้คิดในหัวนะจะเล่นมุกนี้พูดออกไปปุ๊บทุกคนแบบแรงอ่ะ
I understand
ทำไมคนนั้นเล่นได้อ่ะ
เล่นไม่ได้
ทำไมกูเล่นไม่ได้วะอะไรทำไมทุกอย่างที่ไอพูดออกมามันแบบมันดูไม่น่ารักอ่ะI don't know I just it's an issue for me
but like eventually you kind of push through right because
I did
I mean I
what
remember
do you think you tell me what's your like perception of how you've seen me evolve
well I honestly can say that I remember your first few lacons I don't know if it was your first one but I remember when it aired it did well right you did really really well right you were the นางร้าย I still remember it till today
แต่ตอนนี้เป็นมีมทั่วเขาเอามาแชร์กัน
but like the fact that you have that like I don't care but because I have this belief that if inside you're clean then you'll push through you know what I mean because there are some people that inside they're a bit dark and
no they're dark as hell
they're really dark with what they've been through or whatever reason it is but like for you kind of pushed through and you kind of turned yourself into like a character I would say would you say so
I'm a character
you're a character
what kind of character
no I mean like
เป็นตัวของ
มีเอกลักษณ์อ่ะ
like
you're not แบบyouก็ไม่ได้มาทางแบบ like to be pretty to be like you're real so
well that's a lot of homework you did
basically I did a lot of homework yes I'm not gonna show you though
มีอะไรบ้างอ่ะเยอะมากเลยนะ
let's just have a small little break and let's change the subject
okay
do some like random questions right
oh okay
so what is the first thing you do when you wake up
like ท่าหรือแบบ just ทำอะไร just check my phone
okay
I check on my baby now
okay do you drink coffee
no I don't actually
what is your favorite drink
for real
yeah
ชอบกินโค้กอะ
okay what is your favorite food
if I had to eat something every day for the rest of my life it has to be one thing กะเพรา
okay everyone freaking loves กะเพราright
ใช่ปะWhat about you?
I probably ไข่เจียว
ไข่เจียว is pretty good too.
ไข่เจียว is good yeah ตอนเด็กๆอยู่กองถ่ายกินไข่เจียว3 มื้ออาหารแม่งเผ็ดชิบหายกินอะไรไม่ได้เลยพี่ครับขอไข่เจียวand you know like some before like back in the days เดี๋ยวนี้ไม่มีแล้วแชร์ให้ฟังว่าแบบ before low budget ละคร would be so แบบคือสมมติว่า they have chicken you could only take 2 chickens each
จริงเหรอคือเขานับชิ้นใช่ป่ะ
เขานับชิ้นเว้ย and เด็กก็กินอย่างอื่นไม่ได้กินแต่ไก่ก็ต้องไปขอให้พี่เขาอะ
หยิบไก่เพิ่ม
ไปใช้โควต้าพี่เขาไปเอาไก่มาให้กูหน่อย
จริงเหรอ
เมื่อก่อน
ดูสิเป็นดาราเด็กนี่มันลำบากเนาะ
ไม่ใช่ง่ายๆนะเฮ้ย
โตกว่าจะโตมาได้
where do you when you go shopping what are you most likely to buy bags shoes watches clothes accessories
food
okay who takes longer to get ready you or Benja
oh actually maybe Ben
really
maybe Ben he always thinks แบบแป๊บเดียวเสร็จแล้วแต่แม่งเสร็จทีหลังตลอดThat sounds wrong but okay
ไม่พูดถึง
แต่งตัว
okay I'm so sorry like I'm trying so hard to say things that I don't have to edit out later so แบบว่า
Do you edit a lot
honestly yeah but like as I go on I'm trying to learn and trying to keep it as short as precise as possible ไม่งั้นต้องดูเองหมดไง
มันยาว
มันเหนื่อยแต่ว่าyeah it's fine that is fine นี่แอร์ได้นะนี่แอร์ได้นะแอร์ได้หรือเปล่าเดี๋ยวค่อยไปดูกันเอาเองแล้วกันนะ What is one useless talent that you have
talent
or anything
okay what about yours
you want to see mine
sure
okay I'll show you
is it scary
no
okay that's not a talent
huh can you do it oh you can do it you can do the tongue like that too
I was actually gonna do it I was actually gonna say that just now
not many people could do that huh no a lot of people do
you know my
okay yeah go
I have that sounds wrong
okay
my nose can click
okay click it
do you want to try
yeah
นี่จะเป็นเอพิโซดที่แบบไร้สาระที่สุด no you have to
I can click it I get to click it okay let's see oh yeah ทำไมวะ
I don't know this is real by the way
okay
because I was completely useless and
ทำไมวะจับแล้วแม่งคลิกเลย
okay yeah sorry do you do this with everyone
no it depends I've never clicked the nose before in my life but no it depends on like
okay
yeah how many times have you changed your phone number
this is probably my wait 5 times
and does it what is the motive
มู
ก็คือไปบ่นไว้
ไม่ได้ไปบ่น so มันจะมีคนที่แบบ they look at your phone number แล้วเขาสามารถถ่ายได้เลยว่าอยู่เป็นคนยังไง
right
and this person this was like my 4th number maybe he looked at all my numbers and basically told me how my life was during that period of time that I was using that phone number
okay
and it was super accurate แบบมีตอนนึงแบบเบอร์แบบอะไรนะแบบ333-666เนี่ย
okay
they're like oh man it's good for like ดาราแบบอยู่ในวงการแต่ because you're a woman I'm a girl คนถึงไม่เอ็นดูเพราะว่า333เนี่ยเป็นเหมือนเกือกม้ามันจะดูแบบพยศมันจะดูแบบแรง I was like that's true and then จะมีอีกอันนึงก็เปลี่ยนไปอันนึงที่แบบนิ่งขึ้นตอนนั้นก็งานหายเงียบไปเลยนิ่งคือแบบอยากให้เป็นคนนิ่งขึ้น because I was very ร้อนตลอดเวลาแล้วก็มีงาน ก็เลยเปลี่ยนอีก yeah I hope this is my last number
and you feel the change when
I feel yeah I do actually my recent number บอกว่าอยากให้มีแต่สิ่งดีๆอะไรที่ไม่ดีให้ออกไปวันที่เปลี่ยนอ่ะ I found out about someone who backstabbed me
okay
right away
wow
yeah ไม่เชื่ออย่าลบหลู่
what'd you do how'd you get them back
get the person back
yeah they backstabbed you what did you do
ก็เจอกันในศาล
okay okay เรื่องลึก all right okay and you have like a favorite quote that you like that you live your life on or something
not really like a motto
I don't know like or a saying
not really like live today like it's your last no regrets stuff like that
do you have any regrets you think
of course I have a lot of regrets but if I look back on everything that happened like whether you know regrets or not I think it helped shape who I am today so I don't really would want to change anything because I feel like today มันก็แบบทำให้เราเป็นคนที่ก็รู้สึกว่าแฮปปี้กับชีวิตทุกวันเนี้ย
But what was one thing that like really surprised you about being a mother that you didn't see coming?
Oh my god I didn't no one warned me แบบว่าเราจะกลัวตายขนาดนี้ I became does this answer your question it does right I used to be a person ที่แบบYOLO you know you only live once do this do that drive fast but now it's like every scenario that could go wrong in with anything you play it in your head like 50 times a day one thing this sounds funny but this actually happens
yeah
ถ้าเกิดว่าแผ่นดินไหวอุกกาบาตชนโลกซอมบี้ break out ต้องทำยังไงใครอุ้มลูกใครอุ้มหมาเราอาหารเราพอไหมถ้าเราจะไปหลบตรงไหนอะไรอย่างเงี้ย this goes on in my head every single day
really
yes I am paranoid
coming from a protection point of view
yeah I think so I think so แบบก็แค่อยากจะ protect ลูกอะว่าแบบถ้าเกิดอะไรขึ้นมา oh it happened the earthquake happened
right
you know and that I couldn't sleep after that because I just brought a human into the world and I'm like oh my god what am I exposing him to why did I bring him into a world that's so scary you know it's a scary world out there you know and you don't know what's gonna happen อะไรแบบเนี้ยทุกวันก่อนก็เพิ่งนั่งกับเบนโซฟาข้างล่าง our babies on the third floor we timed each other who's faster ที่จะวิ่งขึ้นบันไดไปหาลูก
ว่างไหมคุณเนี่ย
ไม่ because
some
it sounds ridiculous
no but that's actually very smart that's actually very smart in a way
yeahก็แบบ okay you're faster you do this and then I grab the dogs what you know it just พอมันเป็นพ่อแม่แล้วมันแบบ my everything how I view the world how I see things like completely different and it's if I talk to myself like 5 years ago that person that old Aaron be cracking up because I never thought I'd be thinking these things today or feeling these feels like today and stuff but yeah it's a scary feeling
but you have like a sense of being more settled because like you mentioned earlier and like we've said like I know you've been through a lot like during your high school during like with your like that you mentioned your father and all like I remember those times and stuff and now you're all you fast forward back and like you have a husband you have a baby you're settled in like you have that like sense of
it's security I never thought that this day would come because if I talk to myself like 10 years ago 15 years ago I'll be like what am I doing my job is not even stable I don't have a paycheck like it's not like a salary ถูกปะเป็นการเป็นแบบนักแสดงอ่ะก็ละครต่อจากละครเอาเรื่องต่อเรื่องนี้จบแล้วฉันจะมีละครต่อไหมจะมีเงินไหมจะทำยังไง you know it was really I was hustling basically so it's nice to feel stable and secure for once in life I must say so I must have done something right
yeah I can see that
yeah
happy for you man
thank
very
you
happy
thank you
for
it took a while but
took a while ใช่ รู้แหละว่าเจออะไรมาเยอะจริงๆแบบชีวิตเขาแบบว่าแบบ ต้องสู้อ่ะเขาต้องแบบต้องเจออะไรเยอะแต่
คนไม่รู้นะรู้ป่ะอยู่คนมันจะคิดว่าแบบ
เหมือนเด็กไฮโซมา
เด็กไฮโซมาเล่นละครแบบมีทุกอย่างแล้วอะไรอย่างเงี้ยคนมันไม่รู้จริง
ใช่แต่ว่าแบบ you had it you had to fight you really did have to fight I could tell everyone that you did and in terms of work like what's your profession right now like,
right now so I do my own YouTube
how's that going
ได้นะคะ
yeah what's the YouTube channel
เรนเดล official นะคะก็มี it started off with airtime it's just I think we talked about this too when I was about to start it's just airtime ก็คือ it's just me doing things มีกินไปเที่ยว you know and now I have ยังไงแม่ก็คือ it was my journey from being pregnant into a mom and like you knowมนุษย์อย่างคนแบบเนี้ยคือมันไม่ค่อยรู้อะไรมากกับการที่เป็นแม่ so it was me trying to find answers for how to be a mom how to do this do that and now it's just like my journey of being a mom and stuff yeah
and how's that doing
that's doing pretty well actually
I heard you're doing very well
yeah ก็สนุกดี and it's nice for a change where I could be my own boss แบบจะถ่ายวันนี้จะถ่ายอะไรอย่างเงี้ยสนุกดีพอ build community แบบแม่ยุคใหม่ขึ้นมา
right in terms of the audience
yeah
so what's next for you
what's next for me I still want to be in the business in the industry I've never like เหมือนเลือกงานอ่ะไม่เคยเลือกละครก็คือรับทุกเรื่องอะไรเงี้ย so I wanna maybe you know expand like choose more ว่าจะเล่นอะไร I wanna do more international things hopefully if that works
okay
but yeah right now I'm just focusing on being a mom
are you still thinking about acting
I like the art of acting. I love it.
Yeah, just the right platform.
Yeah, just the right platform.
Right, because now you don't want to be away for like 8 months and stuff like that anymore, do you?
No. Yeah, I need to be home.
But I'm... Yeah, sorry, go on.
No.
I was just gonna say like, what do you think? Like, you know, like when like these questions just come out because they're just questions that like. ไอ้แบบพอคนอื่นมาบางทีไอ้ไม่กล้าถามได้หรอกแต่พอ I'm just thinking like you know you see the television industry we both came from the television industry and from where it was when we started what are you
no you started
okay I started maybe a little bit before you
way before me bro
okay I started like 8 right
that's way 8. Before me
you started like
18
what 18 okay I remember when we were probably 19 20 21 that was when television was at its peak right when I say peak it's like you go to a thank you party you get a car
yeah
you know what I mean
never got a car
I mean I didn't get a car but like they were giving cars right and now it's just the complete opposite like when you see that like what do you feel about all of that you know
I don't
know
I maybe I don't want to sound like
we don't want to shit on it
I don't want to shit on it because I love it whatever but I feel like we also have to admit that we're kind of behind a little bit in not the production wise I think we're able to do everything we're able like the resources are there
right
but we just have to like find the right way you know and figure it out to แบบ you know เข้าใจใช่ป่ะ there's great talent here and ทุกอย่างมันแค่แบบเสียดายที่เรายังแบบ you know how do we do you know what I'm talking about
I understand like to keep going you know what I mean because like we were just talking like it's almost the end of an era for
TV right
for mass in general like what is mass now what is the most like if you were to act somewhere and be most mass what would it be
ละครเหรอ
would it be
ละครไหม
I don't know because before you เล่นละครออกไป and everyone would watch it right now it's just like a very specific group to put it this way I do YouTube content with my dad no script no nothing
I think I saw that it was really cute
people talk more about that more than any ละคร that I've freaking been to been in
mine is a clip from my first ละคร when I พูดไม่ชัดอย่าให้ฉันรู้นะ มึงเข้าใจปะกูทำงานมาแทบตาย16-17 ปีไม่มีใครพูดถึงมีคลิปสัมภาษณ์แล้วทักเพื่อนพูดถึงดังขึ้นมาเฉยเลยงงปะล่ะคนแบบเดี๋ยวนี้เขาทำงานแทบตายก็
I understand แม่งแบบ
you know it's like what
yeah it's really strange because you know like like what we're doing now would have taken 50 people to do back in the days. You know, มีไฟกล้องก็เก็บแสงไม่ได้ต้องมีผู้ช่วยต้องมีผู้กำกับ now you have one camera and it does it all. So it's all about like finding your audience, like what you've done. And I feel like you're very lucky to be able to have found your because now that you said it, I could really see it. Wow, like there must be a million of people that are about to be parents or are new parents that are not the typical mom. Right? And they
you never think I'd be a mom.
I mean,
say it. It's fine.
I never thought about it, but I think you'll be a good mom.
Okay.
I think you'll be a good mom. I think because you about man, you would punch someone if they hurt you.
I actually would.
you would. So what's next for you? Like, is like all your motivation into your family now?
Right now I'm very focused on spending time with kin. So because of my traumatic childhood, like I think this is pretty weird, but I'm trying to fix my inner child, which is really wrong. But ก็อยากให้เวลาเขา and you know he's about to be 7 months. So until he's like 1 or 2, 1.5 maybe. That's what
I thought you were gonna say like 7 ขวบ 8 ขวบ
ทิ้งมาเลยไม่ใช่หมายถึงแบบ I'll start like focusing on maybe what I want to do more หรือแบบ another product ทำธุรกิจหรืออะไรแบบนี้คือตอนนี้ก็ I want to give 100% of my time and mental being into him, into making sure he gets,
shape him, right?
Yeah, to shape him. And then the second one comes, and then.
Are you planning on that?
Yeah. I want to.
Okay.
I want to.
1 boy 1 girl.
1 boy 1 girl. That's the plan. But คนเดียวก็โคตรเหนื่อยเลย but yeah. But it's a lot of fun. So I'm enjoying it a lot, and I don't want to do anything else. So now that I'm a lot older, I can say no to a lot of things, and that feels nice to be able to say no.
And you had your baby when you were 35, 34?
35. So I want the second one before I turn 40 because I want to be healthy and happy and able to care for her.
Because I was doing the math. If your baby right now, Kin, if he graduated from school and he went to university, he'll be like 22. And now you have to do like your master's degree. Right? So he'd probably be like 25. We'd be 60.
I know.
It's crazy.
I know.
It's crazy. Like
exactly.
you want to have the energy to enjoy life, right?
Exactly. And live to see them succeed,
Yeah. And watch
That's all I want.
Yeah. Okay. Dude, Aaron, thank you so much.
I hope this was good.
Yeah, I think it was very real, as you are. We've been talking about this for
even before you started this.
ก่อนคุยก็ว่า Aaron มาไทยมีนะอยู่มาออกให้หน่อยนะเราไม่เคยร่วมงานกันในวงการบันเทิงเลยนะแบบไม่เคยเจอกันเลยเคยเจอกันแต่ตามงานแต่เอาเข้าจริงๆเรามีความสนิทสนมกันพอสมควรเหมือนกันแล้วก็ It's nice to have you. Thank you for supporting me. If there's any if I'm a parent one day, I could feature on your show.
Oh yeah. Will you?
I would.
And I hope that is that going to be soon?
I hope so. We're in the process.
Okay.
Like, because we don't want it to be late as well.
Yeah. Best of luck to you guys.
And dude, I just want to end that I've always supported you.
Thank you.
From teenagers to uni friends.
Yes.
To seeing you, achieve what you have.
Thank you.
And the most important at the end of the day is to have a family, right?
Yes.
And that's exactly what you deserve and what you got. So thank you so much. Is there any projects or any ช่องทาง or anything you want to promote or
ก็ไปติดตามได้นะคะแอมมีช่อง YouTube Aaron ยุคทัศน์ Official นะคะฝากกด subscribe ด้วยนะคะก็ตามได้ค่ะ
ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณค่ะ
Aaron ครับผม Talk to Talk. See you next episode. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe. Whatever. กดกระดิ่ง Do it all. We need you.
Do it.
Okay. ขอบคุณครับเจอกัน EP หน้าครับผม Thank you, dude.